So this week, Congress is focused on Syria. The president will be on the Hill Tuesday, arm-twisting members, and we should expect votes on a Syria resolution in the Senate later this week and then in the House next week. But what else is on the congressional docket that's now been pushed back to deal with Syria? Well, to begin with, the government is about to run out of money and will shut down on October 1st, about 3 weeks from today, unless Congress can come up with a spending deal. Now, before this last recess, the House and Senate were at major odds over the budget, in particular what to do with the sequester, with Republicans in the House wanting to keep it in place and Democrats in the Senate wanting to get rid of it. So there's still a wide gap between the two chambers that won't narrow, at least anytime this week. And then later, a little over a month from now, in mid to late October, guess what? Our government once again hits its debt limit. Yes, roughly 3 weeks after the government is scheduled to shut down, the Treasury Department will run up against its $16.7 trillion debt ceiling. And there's no easy solution here either, as Republican leadership in the House has floated the idea of tying any debt limit increases to cuts to Obamacare, which we know the Senate and the White House won't agree on. So there's still a lot to be worked out here to prevent another debt limit debacle, but no work on it this week. And what happened to Congress's plans to do something about the out-of-control NSA? Well, while Congress was on recess, we were treated to a slew of brand new NSA revelations, including the fact that the NSA breaks its rules thousands of times a year, that it illegally gathers online data belonging to thousands of Americans, and that it's secretly working to degrade online encryption software. Now, we saw momentum building on Capitol Hill to rein in the NSA. We saw committee chairs promise more hearings on the issue, and we saw congressional leadership caving and agreeing to reforms. But now, all that momentum has disappeared as Congress hones in on Syria. Now, sure, if Syria wasn't going on, we can assume that this Congress, which is the lowest rated Congress in history, would have gotten together to tackle some of these pressing issues. In fact, history tells us not to expect Congress to come together to fix anything until right at the deadline, until the government does shut down, or until the debt limit is reached. But still, the White House forced Congress to debate Syria this week, and at the same time refused to accept that whatever Congress comes up with is binding, meaning no matter what happens on Capitol Hill over the next few days, the president may go ahead and strike Syria anyway. So not only is this week's debate on Syria pushing other important issues on the agenda back, but members who think they may actually be able to prevent a war in Syria this week by voting no might have just been sent on a fool's errand by the White House. In Washington, Sam Sachs, RT.